Big up to everyone joining me. And I know it's late. It's supposed to be morning views, but it's midday views at this point because you know what? I was on Reckless Toss having a laugh with KG and the bunch, Lil Yo-Yo and these guys. They be cracking it up on the morning, guys. You got to check them out. And big up to all of those joining me. Everyone, I'm going to talk about a few things. Let's start it off really quickly, run through the list of topics that we're going to go through really quickly in this video today, guys. The FA Cup round tie is announced. Manchester United versus Newport County away. Guys, what are your thoughts? Changes afoot. Sir Dale Brayford sounds out former Manchester United staff. New training facilities as Manchester United eye golf courses to improve training ground facilities. And Callum Wilson has been caught speaking on Rasmus Højlund, and he says, sometimes you get strikers that work hard for the team, and they give you so much off the ball and on the ball without scoring vital goals. I think we've seen Liverpool days when they had Mohamed Salah, Mane, and Bobby Firmino. Guys, the club stands on Amad Diallo as he stays. Some crazy transfer gossip. Rio Ferdinand on Karim Benzema. No to Sofian Amrabat, and I'll save the last story as a secret. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell and get your comments in. Let me know what you're thinking. Speak your mind. I will read your comments out as you are the biggest part of the show, guys. Big up to you, and let's get into it, guys. And big up to everyone joining me. Big up to you as always. Good morning and good afternoon to you, Stephanie Griffith. I hope you're having a great day. Knowing United, we are probably moving to the back to the cliff. Maybe we need to go back to the cliff to get that hungry mentality, Steph. I'm not too sure, but let's jump into the first topic, guys. Let's jump right into it so Stephanie doesn't get mad. Newport County, guys. Newport County. Manchester United, Sunday, 28th of January, face Newport County away in the FA Cup fourth round tie, guys. And hopefully we don't lose a cigarette pack. You know what I mean? Hopefully we get the game in. We go there and we do our thing. We create lots of chances like we did against Wigan, but we score lots of goals this time. You know what I mean? Rasmus Højlund has been in good goal-scoring form of late, and he has been creating for his teammates, creating a goal for Marcus Rashford. And some people argue that he's not a great striker, but I think, my honest opinion, that he's a striker that you can see he makes valuable use of the chances created for him in most occasions, and he can also create chances for himself, as you have seen against Bayern Munich, against Copenhagen, and in the game against Spurs this weekend gone. Guys, your thoughts, let me know what you're thinking. Morning, Mom. Guys, my mom is always checking in, say hi to her, say hello, big up, all the way in Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean? Guys, you know what it is. It's one of those things. Newport County in the FA Cup. You know what we're going to do? We should be moving on to the fifth round. So hopefully United gets it done. It's like 10 days from now. So we have lots of time, to train, relax, and enjoy ourselves before we get into that game. Yeah, you know what I mean? Casemiro should, Licha should be starting that game. I would like to see Licha play next to maybe Kwambala in that game. You know what I mean? Have Casemiro come in the midfield next to Kobe Mainu maybe. Start the game. Hopefully the team scores some goals and then we could see a lot of youth come into the team and finish the game strong. That would be something that I would be looking forward to most definitely. You know what I mean? And let's get right into the news so we can because there's lots of news to talk about. And first, we're going to talk about changes afoot. Sir Dale Brayford sounds out former staff at Manchester United. And this gets me to wonder, what are they talking about? Guys, it sounds like it's going to be some kind of ruthless or brutal cutting or removal of members of staff and maybe key players. But let's get into this article and see what it really is talking about. Changes on the way at Manchester United as Ineos prepare to assume control of football operations at the club. According to Manchester United Even News, Sir Dales Bradford has sounded out former staff at United, with source telling the newspaper that changes at the club could be brutal. Brailsford has been attending meetings this month to gauge the performance challenge at United. The cycling expert will join United Football Board along with Jean-Claude Blanc, although there could be also new chief executive who will report to the French chief, but it is unlikely to be Patrick Stewart, the interim chief executive. Guys, your thoughts on this? You know what I mean? There's also some reports that, director John Murtaugh wishes to remain at the club. His partner in crime, Richard Arnold, departed the club prior to the turn of the new year. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was joined by Brailsford and Blanc when they met with fan groups on Monday. The meetings were positively, and there was a strong belief now that Ratcliffe wants what's best for the club. The coming months will be an array of changes at Old Trafford. What do you think Ineos will do first when their deal has been ratified by the Premier League? Guys, and this is the question I pose to all of you in the chat. Anyone tuning in, whether you're live or in the non-live, let me know, what do you think they're really going to do? Firstly and foremost. Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie. I'm pretty sure my mom will be happy to hear that from you. Guys, what do you think they're gonna do? And I mean, there's some changes on the way. There's a review going on and taking place, but we all as fans would say, if Sir Ratcliffe is a fan, he would already know the players that need to be leaving the club and the changes that need to be made. And John Murtaugh should certainly not be remaining in any form or shape, as administration staff or anything. He should be also removed from the club, because he is one of the prime suspects in the mismanagement of funds and our lack and inability to sell players for a profit or purchase players at the best or market value. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you are thinking. Let's talk about this new report about training facilities as Manchester United eye golf courses to improve training ground facilities. What is this news, guys? What is this news that they're talking about? Let's see what's going on here. Boom, boom. See what's going on here. And Manchester United, as you can see, pictures of the guys training, and to their right, you would see a picture of a golf course, lots of space, which is probably going to cost quite a hefty sum to develop, guys. So let's get into the story and see what's happening here. Manchester United are looking at golf courses as a potential new training ground. According to the Daily Mail, the club officials are aware of space limitations at Carrington Training Complex and have focused on golf courses in the South Manchester area. Guys, South Manchester? Okay. Preliminary talks with Highley Park Golf Club took place, but an agreement couldn't be reached between the parties involved. The course was bought by Warrington-based American Golf for $2.7 million in 2021 and put up for sale last year. The report says that United remain open-minded about a move from Carrington in an attempt to build a world-leading facility for the club staff and players. It is understood that they want a site with a minimum of 100 acres of buildable land. There's a feeling that Carrington, although it could be upgraded, will never meet the standards of training grounds used by Man City and Tottenham. One option is to build a new facility and keep Carrington, as well as former training base, the Cliff, and using both sites. The preference is to have everyone in one site, but it depends on whether the right location can be found. Ineos have yet to have their deal of 25% of United ratified by the Premier League, but it's promising that they're already looking at ways to improve the club infrastructure as well as the meetings with fan groups. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm not too sure how I feel about this, moving from Carrington. But, an upgrade is definitely necessary, as I think it will impact the performance of the team. And yeah, Air Miles Merton needs to go ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you never seem to see our players training on set pieces and corners and free kicks. That's one of the things I really notice about the videos put out by Manchester United on the players training. But I mean, I think they maybe put those videos out because those are the more interesting ones, you know? That's just my thing. But hopefully they do a better job and we can see some much improvement in those areas because our set pieces are horrible at the moment. You know what I mean? Let's get into the next story, guys, and keep it moving along because this is not going to be a long show. I have to come back at you guys in a little while with the transfer market because there's lots happening at the moment, guys, and it could be peak. So let's get into this story as Callum Wilson speaks on Hoyland, guys. Sometimes you get strikers that work hard for the team and they give so much off the ball and on the ball without scoring vital goals. I think we've seen Liverpool days when you had Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Guys, and as we get into this topic, this story that, Callum Wilson, who's rated as one of the top strikers in England, plays for the national team, also plays for Newcastle, surely gets his goals, has a lot of experience. This is his observation when speaking on Rasmus Højlund. He also went on to say, Firmino as the number 9 did so much for the team, but he just didn't score as many goals as the other two. He might be sacrificing himself because of that. Højlund is helping Rashford score while assisting him to get goals. You know what I mean? And I have to agree with Callum Wilson on this. Because Rasmus Højlund was reported to get 16 goals last season. So we know, and he's young. He's 20 years old, just turned 20. So you give him time. We're pretty sure he's shown he has the qualities to execute, to create goals for himself, as well as shown that he can execute and finish chances created for him, by others. And guys, Callum Wilson also said, next season might be the season where you have to really be watching out for this kid because this is where he expects him to excel, guys. And I'd have to agree with him on that, guys. I would have to agree with him 100%. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you are thinking. Do you agree with Callum Wilson's assessment of our very own Rasmus Højlund, guys? And let's move along as I talk about Amad Diallo, as Manchester United makes stance clear as they plan to reject loan proposal from Championship club. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I know everyone is thinking Amad is probably going to go to Middlesbrough on loan. But the plan is this young man is going to stay at United, and let's get into the story. So we can all read and hear what are the ramblings about this young starlet. Manchester United have made their stance on Amad Diallo clear for the winter transfer window. As per Mail Sport, the Red Devils have received a loan bid from Michael Carrick managed Middlesbrough for the 21-year-old, which they plan to reject. And guys, they plan to reject. They have already rejected it. You know what I mean? Amad has reportedly been impressing club staff in training and is in line to play a more prominent role in the second half of the campaign now that he's fully fit. He made his first outing on the season in the 2-1 loss to Nottingham Forest on December 30th as a knee injury had kept him sidelined since United pre-season's tour. Amad eyeing regular game time. The Ivorian faces competition on the right flank from the likes of Anthony, Alejandro Garnacho, and Facundo Pellistri. However, the latter is set to leave on loan after La Liga outfit Granada opened talks with United on Tuesday, which was yesterday, guys. Pellistri has already given the green light for the deal, meaning space could be opened up for Amad to feature significantly more. And maybe, as some fans suspect, maybe Erik ten Hag prefers Amad over Pellistri. But what I do know is that after that game where we lost, Erik ten Hag has said himself, Amad has shown what he can do, and you will be seeing more of him. So guys, be sure to remember the name because Amad will be featuring, I'm pretty sure, much more as the season progresses. Guys, I'm going to go into this segment now where it's, kind of like my reckless segment for the news, to brighten up the day and hope everyone might, enjoy the banter about it and think about it because it is a possibility. And with you, as you know, with United, anything's a possibility. One of the best centre backs ever was Ian Rush, Liverpool. Legend. Not just a finisher, but worked hard for the team, just like Rooney. Yeah, Stephanie, and I was on KG's Reckless Thoughts this morning, and the guys were talking about the top 5 Manchester United, strikers from the 90s, and I was so mad at some of the guys, their comments. They were like Van Persie and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I'm like, yeah, they could make the top 10, but you cannot forget Andy Cole and Dwight York. You know what I mean? There would be no treble without those guys. You know, so it came down that the top 5, we kind of got our way. The top 5 ended up being Eric Cantona, Wayne Rooney, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Andy Cole and Dwight York. And I must say, I am proud that the Trini Youth is in the building. The top 5. I had to fight for that hard in some instances, but it was fun, I had to say. Guys, but one thing Manchester United always remains consistent with is that we always try to bring in players that sell shirts at some point every season. And you know what, guys? Nothing is more different and weird than this crazy, insane transfer gossip that's going on right now. And the reports claim Manchester United are willing to pay up to 150 million euros to sign Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. if Kylian Mbappe signs for them this summer. Guys, what are your thoughts on that? Just look at the article right there. For me, I could already see him in the Red Devil color red. You know what I mean? And it would be amazing on the left flank. No longer would we be complaining, or would I be complaining about a certain player, but this guy, we know what he can do on the left. Very efficient guy. So let me just read this article so you guys could see why I'm, having a laugh about this. Vinicius Jr. returned to his very best form on Sunday as he netted a first-half hat-trick for Real Madrid against Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup. It has been a tough season so far for the 23-year-old, largely because of injury problems. But that could be a catalyst now to kick on for the remainder of the campaign. There has been plenty of discourse about Vinicius in the last months, largely due to the possible arrival of Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid. The 24-year-old is out of contract at Paris Saint-Germain in the summer, and he could arrive as a free agent. However, given that he operates in the same role as Vinicius, this could be something of a problem. Guys, this is where I am making the argument that it's a possibility, right? It could end up being that Vinicius is sacrificed in the event that Mbappe does join. Although that is unlikely, still, if it would be to the case, Manchester United would be interested in signing him. So says Defensa Central via Sport. It is claimed that the Premier League giants will be willing to pay up to 150 million in order to do a deal. Strictly speaking, it's very unlikely that Real Madrid would allow Vinicius to leave. Even if Mbappe does join, he's undoubtedly one of their best players and one of the best players in the world. And he should remain that way for many years to come. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I know it's a bit, edgy, but you know what, guys? Sometimes you got to check and read the rumors, have a laugh. Yo, it was fun times. Cole and Yoki had real chemistry, dynamic duo. That was a dangerous attack. The only attack I think United had was more fearsome than Andy Cole and Dwight York. Well, that I have seen. I can't speak about before the 90s too much because I know it had Bestie and Mark Hughes and these guys, and they were like, and so Bobby Charlton, you know about those, but from what I have seen, the best two front lines that I have seen and watched play live, was Andy Cole and York, and Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez. Yeah, I mean, whew, that front three and that front two, they up there for the best in top five in the best front twos and best front threes in world football, I think. Yeah, Vinny or Rashi, no contest, 100%. 100%, guys. So I was just bringing that information to you. Let me just talk about this now because this is the next story that I have up on offer for you guys. And it's, Rio Ferdinand have been talking. And Rio Ferdinand says on Karim Benzema, how can you say no? Urges Manchester United to seal the Karim Benzema transfer to help Rasmus Højlund. Guys, I've been speaking about this for a long, long time. You know what I mean? And I know Bestie, he's always here. He's probably going to pop in a little while. You know what I mean? Because I was late today. But, Bestie is saying we should get Giroud. But I say maybe we try for Benzema first. And if we don't get Benzema, then we get Giroud. And Manchester United legend, I think he agrees with me as he has insisted to his former side, cannot afford to turn down a move for the former Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema. Benzema is one of the players who moved to Saudi last summer for mega wages. However, it's been suggested that the Frenchman is not satisfied in the Gulf state and is already eyeing a potential return to Europe. A previous report covered by the People's Person relayed that United could move for Benzema on a 6-month loan deal until the end of the current season. It's understood that HAG is keen to recruit an experienced striker to share some of the goal-scoring burden currently on the shoulders of young Rasmus Højlund. Strikers certainly don't come with more pedigree than Benzema, 100%. In his career, the 36-year-old has won 5 Champions League, 5 Club World Cups, 4 La Ligas, 3 Copa del Reys, 4 Spanish Super Cups, 4 league titles, and 1 Nations League with France, and even a Ballon d'Or more recently. It was subsequently relayed that United are not seriously considering an option of securing Benzema's services, which I think is a travesty, guys. However, according to Ferdinand, who spoke on his Vibe with Five on YouTube, the Red Devils should not turn their noses up at having such a seasoned professional in their ranks. The ex-international star said, listen, Benzema, how can you say no? We're going back to what we've done before. We've done it with Cristiano Ronaldo. We've done it with Radmal Falcao. We've done it with Edison Cavani. We've done it with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Can we afford it? Probably not. That's why I don't see it. I'd be very surprised. Ferdinand explained, what I would say is that one person that needs more anyone right now is Højlund. He needs somebody to look to and learn from. I remember when we had Danny Welbeck coming into the first team, he's looking up to Cristiano, Wayne Rooney, Carlos Tevez, those type of guys. Diogo Forlan comes in, a young Uruguayan striker, and you've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ruud van Nistelrooy he's backing up. Chicharito, the same thing. They're looking on and going, that's what a real striker is. That is how a true number 9 operates, and I'm going to follow that. Højlund is looking at himself in the mirror. That's it. And this is what I've been saying, guys. And we need to work on this, guys. Honestly, I think he needs some help. I think he has all the talent in the world and all the potential, but I think we need an experienced striker, someone who has won everything or won things, lots of things, to come in and just do a job as a player coach for Rasmus Højlund, in so to speak. And even Garnacho, we've seen how he latched on to Ronaldo and was learning from him and taking advice. You can see he was teaching him things. And you can see that in Ghana, the little that he learned has effectively increased his performance and his output for Manchester United this season. So, guys, you cannot tell me that having a seasoned professional does not impact the talented, hardworking youth that you have on the club. Guys, we need him. Karim needed at the start of the season plus Højlund. 100%, Stephanie. 100%. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be the bearer of some bad news because it seems like there's going to be a no to Sofyan Amrabat, guys. And when I say there's going to be a no, I'm saying that, Sofyan Amrabat has pretty much zero chance of earning a permanent Man United move. Guys, Manchester United seems like they're not planning to make Sofyan Amrabat's loan move permanent, despite having an option in a deal which took him to Old Trafford from Fiorentina. Number two, reason why they're considering whether to draft in a defensive midfield replacement after the Morocco international has struggled to make a telling impact. And transfer insider Dean Jones believes that Amrabat's hope of remaining with Manchester United beyond the end of the season are dwindling. Manchester United stars Amrabat chances are earning a permanent move to Old Trafford are pretty much zero. And, as Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport, that Eric Ten Hag is preparing to cut ties with the Fiorentina loanee in the summer. The Red Devils were not afraid to splash the cash in the summer, with Rasmus Højlund being the most expensive arrival at 72 million, deal priced the striker away from Italian side Atalanta. And boss Eric Ten Hag is surveying the market ahead of the February 1st deadline. Guys, this doesn't look too good. This ain't looking good, bruv. Amrabat was also among acquisitions ahead of the last window, slamming shut as they refused to give up on their pursuit despite failing with a 1.7 million loan offer. But his spell with Manchester United had not gone to plan so far. Red Devils are preparing to offload Amrabat, and Manchester United are not planning to make his loan move permanent in the summer. According to The Sun, there are serious concerns that he's not suited to the Premier League, and after struggling to make a telling impact since his arrival. The report suggests that Ten Hag is expecting the Moroccan international, who has made 17 appearances since coming to Old Trafford, to return to parent club Fiorentina at the end of the campaign. And Kobe Mainoo's development since breaking into the first team has also had an impact on that internal decision. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano recently told Give Me Sport that Manchester United are willing to remain patient with him, and there's confidence that he will prove doubters wrong when he is fully fit. But after failing to take part in full preseason program, he has come back. It has come back to bite him. But he's running out of time to earn a long-term switch. The Red Devils will fork out close to 30 million if they decide to keep the defensive midfielder on a permanent basis, as the initial loan comes at a cost of £8.5 million, while there's an option to buy at a pre-agreed figure of £21.4 million. It's understood that Amrabat's indifferent performances have resulted in Manchester United mulling over whether to draft in a replacement during the remainder of the winter transfer, but Ten Hag has failed in his quest to welcome any fresh faces at Old Trafford at this stage. The 27-year-old is unable to stake a claim for a regular starting berth over the course of the coming weeks, as he is currently competing at the Africa Cup of Nations, having been selected by Morocco last month, and he will miss Premier League clashes with Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham United, and Aston Villa if his country reaches the final. Jones believes Manchester United will feel they have dodged a bullet by ensuring the loan agreement, which resulted in Amrabat heading to Old Trafford, does not include an obligation to keep him on board. Wow. Wow, guys. Wow. Wow. Guys, it's not looking too good, bruv. Morning to you, Luan France. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great one. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about, some little bit of topics. As I just read out that information that Manchester United are probably preparing to offload Sofyan Amrabat. They're hoping that his performance will improve, but they are certainly happy that it was not a permanent loan move. And, last but certainly not least, Luan, I'm going to speak about, Starboy on loan watch. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I'm referring to the one and only Mason Greenwood, as he continues to catch the eye despite Getafe suffering a 3-1 defeat versus Sevilla. And guys, the youngster, despite what has happened in the last 18 months, the youngster has moved on, to playing football in this La Liga outfit of Getafe. And, Jamie Mate scored a parity in the 15 minutes later after, they went down to Sevilla. Sevilla ran rampant after the break. They scored 2 goals within 7 minutes of each other to run away with the match and sink Jose Bordalás, men who were simply not good enough on the occasion. One Getafe player who gave a good account for himself was Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood recently opened up on how much he's enjoying life in Spain as he seeks to get his career, which had stagnated, back on track. The Englishman explained that his teammates and the fans have been instrumental in helping him adapt to life in his new environment very quickly. The forward had 81 touches of the ball during the 91 minutes. On the pitch against Sevilla, he delivered 36 of 47 passes he attempted, managing a pass accuracy of 77%. Greenwood was a threat going forward. He registered an impressive 3 key passes. Guys, he looked pretty good in the game, to be fair. You know, the 22-year-old tried to find his intended target with 6 crossing attempts. He was successful only on one occasion, undoubtedly an area in his game he will be keen to improve. Greenwood had tried to ping 4 long balls, only one reached his teammate of his. The United lonely had a total of 3 cracks on goal. He embarked on a mind-boggling 12 dribbles and completed half of them. He also delivered 16 ground duels and came out on top 7 times. Greenwood was not required to contest any challenges in the air during the game. Guys, this is from a young man who just, came back from recently being named Player of the Month of December in La Liga, guys. And he had to be playing a lot of good football in order to get Player of the Month ahead of Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham, as well as other stars in La Liga like Barcelona's Pedri. Guys, so it's one of those things. The form of some of the United loanees are in such demand that you see Benfica swoop in to loan Alvaro Fernandez from Granada because he was in such good form. You know what I mean? And now they have a option to buy, but at the same time, United has a buyback clause and they could still say no to the buy option when the time comes and the loan is expired. We also saw that Hannibal Mejbri was in the stands watching the game as he signed for Sevilla on loan just hours before the match. Guys, this has been my presentation to you. Let me just run through the list of stories that we spoke about. Well, we just spoke about Mason Greenwood, Starboy Loan Watch. So if you know to Sofian Amrabat, he's pretty much has 0 chance of earning a permanent Man United move unless he plays amazing performances in the next half of the season, because he will be missing the next 3 games. Rio Ferdinand urging Manchester United to take and seal the deal to get help from Karim Benzema, not only to score goals, but also as a learning curve for Rasmus Højlund. Guys, crazy transfer gossip. Reports claim that Manchester United are willing to pay 150 million to sign Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. if they sign Kylian Mbappe. Other reports state that Amad Diallo stands by Manchester United strong, as the winger is set to stay at Manchester United as they are rejecting the loan proposal from Middlesbrough. And Callum Wilson speaks on Rasmus Højlund, saying that the youngster has done really well. Sometimes you get strikers who work hard for the team. They give you so much off the ball and on the ball without scoring the vital goals. I think we've seen in the Liverpool days when you had Salah, Firmino, and Mane. But the youngster had scored 16 goals last season, and we know that he will come good. I think we should look forward to Rasmus next season. I think that's when he's going to break out like the star that he is. We also spoke about Manchester United looking at golf courses as they eye new location for training facilities to improve, to get to the standard of Manchester City and Tottenham. Sir Dales Brailsford sounds out former staff at Manchester United in a bid to get the efficiency back into the club. And lastly, guys, the first topic of the day, most importantly, 28th of January, Sunday, FA Cup 4th round tie, Newport County at home versus Manchester United. Guys, it's been your daily update and your boy, Mark NM UFC fan. Be sure to tune in, guys. Smash the notification button so you can see when I'm streaming again. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. hit that like button. Help the channel grow, guys. You know, it helps us get around. The more likes I get to, the more people the channel gets pushed to, you know, so other viewers get suggested this channel and they could also tune in and have their say. You know, I'm going to have a call-in show starting up soon, and all of you guys are welcome to come in. You know, hope you all have a great day, and I will see you later on when I have my buddy Admiral Drex on the show for the transfer market review. And guys, I might even have Strasbourg Steve, so tune in later at 4 p.m. UK time. We will be there. Oh.